Good morning, everyone. Happy Lord's Day. It's a pretty one here. Should we go see that swarm? In the front of the box still. Well, I wonder if it's all of them or if some of them moved in. Not seeing any bees at the door there. I don't think those are mine. Harris and I were talking. I think there's a bee tree in the property back behind me, overlooking the pond area back there. I don't see any bee heads at the door. Huh. Ouch. Oh, my head. The house has crosses all around it. No. I think it's the floor joists where they feed into the wall. Our outside walls are a foot thick. No, I don't think they moved in. That box is cold. They all bunched up. I wonder what I should do. I'd kind of like to let them be, but that's cool looking. Looks like guess we'll leave them be a bit and see what they do. Not the best spot to deal with them. Well, maybe they'll move in today. Yeah, there's a lot of old bees. They even flutter at me. That's cool. Good, the tanker's full. Okay, move into the house, alright. I'll let you. So a lot of these boxes that have the they're cool boxes, but they rot out and stuff because they've been used for pollination and that sort of thing, and the bottoms rot out. So most of the bottoms are rotten out. So I'm gonna go through and we're gonna pull the bottoms off of them, a lot of them, and I'm gonna paint them that light blue, and we're gonna use them for second story deeps for the enels. That's what we're probably gonna do today, and we're gonna feed a few of them. It's cold. Projects. Still drying. And maybe a project over here. I sat there all last night, so I may, find the queen, shake them into a box, cage the queen, that sort of thing. Okay, well, since they don't really seem to be moving in, we're going to put them in a box. Some of them fell down, so I put a frame down there, and I've got a frame there, honey frames. And we're going to use one of these transfer boxes. a little bit of smoke. Well, a lot of smoke. Get over here. But yeah, I might go get me a Nook box so I can kind of tuck in underneath there better. Be right back. I was looking at my bald head. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional swarm catch. Well, if there's a queen in there, she's inside. I need to quit drawing wax on my wall. I guess I'm likely to get swarms here from now on, though. I guess it could just be a bunch of bees, but they're not being mean or nothing. And they sure look like they're full of honey. Guess we'll find out in a little bit. Got our cages. And bees. That's all we know they are right now is bees. The drone. Don't see no queens though. Oh, wait, there she is. I see her. Let's go. Might be a virgin. Found one. From the way they look, I'd say they look like Italian stock. I mean, that doesn't mean anything necessarily, but they're kind of golden. Queen. Well, there we go. We have a queen in a cage, so we have a swarm in a box. They'll get it figured out. We don't need to be drawing comb on my wall. Maybe the light, you know, well, it's gray actually, but it probably looks light blue to them. You know. Yeah, there's bees everywhere. That's cool. Okay, so here's what we got planned today. Went and got some different colors. We got a purple, gold yellow, and orange, and then we got our blue. We're going to repaint those. I'm going to repaint that. I'm going to paint that green. Then I think actually I might paint the lids green also. Yep. We got some stuff to seal our joints. We got us some hinges for our doors. We got some brackets for our corners, except for it looks like they might be too small. Dang it. Oh well. We got some scrap wood to make our double screen boards. We got some aluminum screening. Now it's aluminum green door screening, so it's not as tough as this, you know, but it should be okay. I'd say a short while later, but that wouldn't be true. Most of the day later. We got those painted. We got that painted. We got those kind of working on it. Got those. Got those. And got those. Yeah, looks pretty decent. I thought about painting the lids green. I might do that just for, but that works too. Plus, I guess theoretically I can interchange it all up. Well, sprinkled a little bit. Just enough to make everything wet. Oh well. Yeah, see, not bad. And it was late this morning. I think I've got almost all my boxes painted. The ones that I've got left in the honey room are painted ones. Might have one down there. We're doing collecting, congregating, salvaging, repurposing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them. We're going to make second or another level of nooks for that. And then I'm going to use the other side for small mating nooks. I was thinking about with these is I don't need so many of them. I mean, it's nice to have a few. Then, you know, yeah, see, they've all got the lips on them. Yeah, I bet I could do that. Pop that front one off. Ooh, maybe just pop that whole front board off. Wonder where my nail bar is. Progress. Okay, so what we've been doing, taking some of these commercial lids that I'm not going to use. Well, I mean, it's nice to have a few, but what we're doing is we're taking off one of the 1x2s, whatever, and then we're cutting that inner spacer, and we're doing that. Because see, with my shelters, okay, you got the shelter, well, coming out the front is not really that much of an option. I can come out the side. Some of these cut. Ow, my hand hurts. I tried to drill it. Yeah, see, some of these are done on the sides, and that'll be great for like any of the hives that are open and stuff, you know, and that'll be great for those. So I'm still going to do that. But I got thinking of any of the shelters, I need to come out the back. Because during the summer when we're drier, you know, I flip that back tarp up. So I can have bees come basically pointing north. Not ideal, but that'll work. Plus, well, these were free. Well, so to speak. Came with bees. And then I got thinking, it's not a half bad bottom board. I might get a bunch more of them from Paris. Well, like I said, it's a thing. But it's kind of coming together. I'm going to actually put, believe it or not, I'm going to put tape over these. And then just paint over it. Same thing back here. Now the cleats that came off this box are going to go on the outsides out here, because the other box is my inside wall, so that way you'll have cleats to grab. Well, there, we got all of those paint. Oop, I'm gonna step in a paint bucket. Painted now. Some of them, you know, they are what they are, but I think it'll work good. Put screening over those. Okay, next day. It didn't rain. I'm gonna get those finished up. I want to paint those. I think we're gonna paint these like, I don't know, one of those colors. Maybe one of each of them, I don't know. I want to do work on that. The other thing we got to do, and I should have already done it, is deal with our pump. See if it's still viable, or if I've got to replace it and get our mixing tank put back together. Now after last year, I want to take and put like a wood plate and mount this here, and I want some vibration absorption material in between it so it makes less noise. Still would want to find a way to heat my water. I was wondering about, so yeah, I'll be right back. I might buy me one of these. Give me one of these. I don't it's got water in it. Get me one of those. because then I can mount that in the lid potentially. And it's the same idea as the bucket warmer that I was doing, but better designed. But I was thinking about getting one of those, being able to mount it in the lid, or you know, in the cap. I've got a second cap somewhere, and that way it would hang down into the solution, you know, so far above the bottom, and then be able to heat my water. We have to look into that. Well, second hand. Put some paint on it and see what it looks like. That looks okay. It got bigger. Now we must realize that it's made out of other people's junk and salvage scrap. But it's kind of got the basic look of, you know, yeah, it looks like what it is. Well, good morning everyone. But I want to get these projects done. So today we're gonna finish up, at least the best of our ability, with our repurposed trim pieces, things like that. We're gonna go in and pull this off so that I can seal it on the inside also. Plus, that'll allow me to open up that cavity to fill with insulation. Yeah, here's what I decided I was gonna do. I'm gonna repaint these ones. I'm gonna paint those purple, yellow, and orange, and then we'll have the two light blue ones. Since there's gonna be returning queens and all of that sort of thing, multiple colors is a better option. So I figure it's worth the time. Well, there we go. Now all I have to do is go in and make the cuts in these other ones. I think the last thing, getting that done. And then, you know, I've got one of these left. I thought I might leave it the way it is. Got a couple lids. Maybe some of these boxes. I want to finish making those into nooks. I think what I'm going to do is take any of these that are cruddy and use the sidewall. Well, there we go. That's today's project, I guess. Yep. That's today's project. I wasn't even planning on it. It's a good day to do this. Not many bees flying. 58. Some bees flying. Here's what we did. Expansion area pretty much complete. I found some railroad ties. Praise God I had that tractor in a cart. Railroad ties are heavy. But yeah, this is where I'm going to put the Tardis. I put the Tardis right in the center. And then I can have nooks on each side of it and stuff like that if I need to. I mean, it's not ideal because the feeding station's right over here. but that'll definitely hold a Tardis. It'll hold the weight. And it'll probably look kind of cool. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. This was when I first was gonna move the apiary down here. This was the first spot that I cleared to put it in. And then I realized it wouldn't get anything for evening sunlight. And a friend of ours, neighbor down the road, sells firewood, and he cleared a tree out of there, one back here. I think there was one over there, and I realized this section right here kind of got morning, noon sun, got a break during the hottest part, and then got evening sun. So I started clearing this area. Most of this area, you know, I mean, it's just horse field. But I've been working at it, what, 3 or 4 years now. The apiary down here, step by step, but it's pretty much to completion for the most part. Yeah, I didn't think I wanted a great big hive right here with my workstation right there, so that'll be a cool spot for it. Plus, if I build that Greek, you know, looking temple long hive, that'll be a pretty cool spot for it, because then I don't have to build legs for it. I can just build the base and set it here on this. And there, yeah, do that over here. Because I'm thinking about, you know, a 3-foot hive maybe, and then the Tardis, and then we can have nooks. Who knows if I'll get that done this season or not, but maybe we'll build it this winter. Yeah, this will work. And you got pretties. I would like to build a deep version of this. That'd be a good spot for that to be down there. Another queen castle. I only got 12 of them. Let's go and clean them up. I guess maybe scrape them a little bit and then just hold a torch to it and melt the wax out. Probably don't want to get it too hot. You know what would work good? A solar wax melter that you could just set them in. So when I got that big display hive, it came with these wire frames, foundationless. And there, I didn't want to use them, but I got thinking, what about using them as story frames? You know, I don't know how much the wire will affect them or not, but 2 of the wires on one side and 2 of the wires on the other. Or, you know, I might feed it, you know, try feeding it through on this next one. You know, gives a little more support on the, you can't see it, on the side. You know. That's what we're doing though, because I'm kind of running short on deep frames. I have to buy some. But so that's what I'm using them as, story frames. And then, you know, maybe it'll help draw on the sides. And I was gonna take the wires out, and then Lord said, why not just use them that way? So I figured he knows better than I do. Progress. I also changed direction a little bit. I'm gonna make another deep because I want to be able to have a solid wall deep above the the display, so that if and when it goes into winter, it has the display and then a solid wall, and then that'll go on in the summer, and that'll go on in the summer, that sort of thing. So I'm gonna cut up these boxes, and we're gonna make a new number 2. See, because of how I originally built it, it doesn't sit right. I'd have to go in and cut that shorter. I guess I could do that. See, it sits up too tall. I'd have to take 1/4 inch off that. I don't think it'd survive. So I also got looking at this. This will work, but I also noticed that the bees are liable to propolize it. Might be useful for making propolis traps. Well, I'm gonna have to make some fixes to the cosmetic fixes to it, because it's all kind of built custom, and not too bad a cut for being out of practice. But I think that'll be better, having that window up there, because then that way I can run those 2 in winter, and this will be, if anything, I'd cut me a insulation block or something, put over that. That might work. But I think it's better having that window up there. Now the question is, do I use materials to build a deep super or a second medium? I do believe that I have salvaged another layer. I want to come back. I want to put a frame. Well, it can fit either way because it's square. If I do it the same way, we could run. I wondered about running frames the other direction. Kind of a crisscross. Front to back in the hive body, and then side to side up top. I don't know. We could do it just out of curiosity's sake. Forewarned, it's very bright out here. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this down, and I'm using a guide to make sure I cut a straight line. And then here is how these kind of turned out. And bees will, I don't know, I'll probably cut it closer. But I got looking at, when I would go to do this, I'm gonna want to board across that side too. So I'm gonna cut some more of my, and then just, so that it'll hold it good. It's either that, or I gotta fold it and staple against this, and it'll be easier just to have a shim in there and staple on it. So that's what we're gonna do. So I cut me a strip. The next ones, I think I'm just gonna do that sort of thing. Okay, seeing as, 2 attempts at fashioning a honey super for the Tardis hive did not go so well. We're calling it functionally complete for now. I'll show you where I put it. There's a lot of blues on them. Kind of chewy. A little bit of color. A whole lot of white blooms. Some of the hawthorns get a pink color to them. Here's what I did with the Tardis hive. I also moved my nooks down here to kind of figure spacing. Some blooms starting. Cool. I hope some of that fireweed took. I can't tell. Well, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's where we put it. But yeah, so that's where it got put. That way, if it has any grump, it's by itself. Blessed days, everyone. Bye. Mustard can get a lot bigger than I expected. May have to put a strap around it. Oh, where'd you go? Oh. I interrupted her. Dang it. Hello, little bees. How are you this morning? Buzz. Nice bees. Probably better not mess with it too much, it'll sting me. Give him another frame. There's a few bees from down there in the one long hive bay. Looks like they kind of might have stayed. I don't know. I guess we can go look down in the bay and find out. We'll get to check queens soon. Another week or so. So I put some different lids on them. Because you know what? Those are heavy. We'll save those for winter. Good. Bees. Yeah, that one fell down. It's broken. Bees. Leave them alone. Don't touch, don't look. Baby queens. Okay, so I put the Tardis down here. Ouch, my hand hurts. And I kind of like it here, you know. It's nice. It's cool. But if it were to sit through the winter, you know, it's an okay spot. So that's, you know, landing site number 1. Yeah, see how they're turning pink. Yeah, these ones right here. But I also got thinking that it might be nice just to have my summer nooks here and have this only be a summer bench, potentially, or you know, for mating nooks. So I got thinking and got looking around, and I found a platform that I had made my first season, because originally I had wanted to go around where the trees had been felled, and where the stumps are, and use those stumps as hive stands. Now, some of them are pretty rotten, you know, that sort of thing. But this one here, pretty decent shape. And I haven't noticed too many ants and that sort of thing. I mean, you wouldn't know till you put something there that's got sugar in it, but I'd want to make it a little more secure, but I'm going to go get the hive and set it there and we'll see what it looks like. We just got blocks right now, but I'd want to make it more secured. Might want to build me a step or something. You know, stand a little higher on this side. But one of the things I got thinking, down there, you kind of can't really use the display windows. I think this might be a better spot for it. Might sit, oh, about so tall. Let's find out. Right back. Okay, well, here's what I decided I was gonna do for a second honey super. I just decided that I was gonna make it from scratch. So we've got that ready to cut. Yeah, I'm gonna grab these pieces and we'll go look and see what it looks like all assembled. Well, that's kind of a cool looking spot for it. I definitely need to, you know, balance and secure the table. Must be a jogger. But I kind of like it there. I've got these. I still want to make a door, you know, for it to cover over this. Make it hang down so that it covers over that. Now let's go stand out over here by the fence. You don't notice it too much sitting there. All the blackberries and everything kind of block the view. Drop that tree. That's the only issue there may be. Big old blue box sitting there. Have big blackberries soon. Oh, fall over. Might be kind of a cool spot for it. Yeah, see how this one's starting to turn bits of pink. Super bunch of blooms. Bees have been all over the native blackberry, so I haven't seen them on the hawthorn too much yet. be a good spot. I don't know. Landing site 1 or landing site 2? Let me know what you guys think. Blessed days. Bye. Oh, good afternoon. Took quite a while for our clouds to go away. Looks like they're gonna come back. So what we've been doing, cleaning excluders. So I put them in the freezer and went to scrape them and all of that. Yeah, they don't work. So this is what we're doing. And from now on, this is what I'll do for every fall, you know, once a season. Some of them, you know, these aren't too bad and it comes off pretty quick. But like some of these old ones, or even mine that, you know, a couple seasons on them, it's surprising how much heat it takes for it to drop off. Pretty good though. You can see the propolis all over there. Yeah, look at that there on the edge. But yeah, that appears to be how you do it. I'm gonna make me a bigger solar wax melter to be able to set them in. And now I can see how long it took because I recorded the whole thing. It takes a bit. Make a mess. Well, there you go. All cleaned up. Actually quite a bit of wax on it. Kind of surprised me. And it seems like the wax with the higher amounts of propolis in it kind of melts slower. It's kind of what it seemed like. But there, we got all these cleaned up. Well, mostly. Put them out on the bees with some honey supers. Never thought on how I'd get all the wax out of there. I just figured I didn't want it dripping down into the grass. Dang it. I don't know. It's even a halfway decent lid. I should have used a crappy one. Oh well. You can tell where my dog was laying. This one's for you, Joss. I just remembered a while back you had asked me to do a nighttime. It might also be washed out. she's big. Looks like there's two areas. Yeah, looking good. Shows you where your bees are at. I can smell the honey. Try not to fall over. I'm glad they didn't seem to burn the light. That's cool. Cool. Bye. See a little honey head.